Nnamdi Kanu, Sunday Igboho, and other secessionists are uneducated literates. Gumi, welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning in to listen. The Kaduna-based cleric slammed the agitators in his latest interview for trying to secede from the country. Talking about what would I call the advocate of the bandits. The people that said, you see that people, those people, you see those people that burnt people alive and stood there and watched them burn. This particular man here have been asking the government to grant them amnesty, have been likening them to the indigenous people of Biafra, have been saying all manner of things, have been actually be on the side of these bandits. And do you know what? This man has been walking about freely. In fact, if you're in Northern and you see anything concerning this man, you see anything against him, the DSS will welcome you, will send you a letter that you should come for questioning. Let's hear what he has to say this time around. Now the news in detail. Controversial Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Gumi has called out Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho. Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, and Nnamdi Kanu, while Igboho heads Yoruba Nation agitators. Gumi said both men are half-baked and uneducated literates. In an interview with Premium Times on Sunday, the Kaduna-based cleric slammed the agitators for calling for cessation and promoting tribalism in the country. Gumi asserted that the secessionist agitators are still stuck on an old and retrogressive idea, adding that they need to be reorientated or re-educated. He said, all the secessionist agitators are half-baked and uneducated literates. We are in the 21st century. Man is going to space for tourism, but we are still talking about my region, my tribe. What is a tribe? What has a tribe contributed to humanity? And what do you think that you are better? And do you think you are better than other tribes? Islam has taught us that the best of you is one who fears Allah, not tribalism. Because tribalism is an old and retrogressive idea. So anybody calling for that needs to be educated, needs to be re-educated if he is educated. Speaking on the 2023 presidency and the debate on power shift, Gumi asked those calling for a rotational presidency to drop the idea. The cleric stated that the concept of power shift is archaic and retrogressive, saying that Nigerians should stop looking at themselves from regional, tribal, or even religious affiliation. Gumi stated that the next president should be someone who is competent, who can unite Nigerians, bring economic prosperity for the nation, and guarantee peace and stability in the country. He said, power shift is archaic, retrogressive, and old. Now as Nigerians, we should not look at ourselves from regional, tribal, or even religious affiliation basis, because even religion which is very strong, whose religion or ideology are you going to adopt? You see, it will bring crisis. We just look at competency, who can unite Nigerians, bring economic prosperity for the nation, and peace and stability. This is what we should be looking at. Well, let me say this. He is carefully quoting the good and the ugly sentences together. He's a very wise man. Sincerely. He's a very wise man. He's saying, yes, competency is what we need. But he knows what he's doing. Now, if you are in Nigeria and let's say, for instance, a particular region is always being scorned. They are scorned. The hatred is obvious. They're not hiding it. It is seen in the way that even the tiniest of the tiniest thing is happening in that region. When it comes to election, they don't allow them to have things free and fair. They hardly allow it. When it comes to allocation of appointment, when it comes to security, when it comes to how these people are being treated, they are met, the way they treat them, it is quite different from the way they treat other regions. Let me tell you, and you happen to be a member of this region, what are you going to do? I'm going to say this. You are going to answer me from your perspective, and I'm going to answer it from my perspective. But bear it in mind that someone who said, I do not tolerate this, and someone who said, I will tolerate it, they are not wrong. Everybody knows his or her level of temperament. For instance, let's look at the case of a man abusing his wife. Some other woman outside will say, I cannot tolerate it. Why? Because I can't stand a man beating me. The same man will come and beat me, and in the night will still want me to make love to him. Do you see that? Somebody will say, I cannot because he hates me. He's a monster. While another person will say, no, I think I'll be able to manage. I'll manage him and pray for him and support him, and we'll see where it is going to take. They have made their own choice. These people, what they want, I keep saying, is not even cessation. Have you called those people? Or instead of all this grammar that you are blowing, can you suggest to the federal government, because it is seeming like these people love you so much. It is seeming like the governments love you. They are so drunken in love with you. Why don't you suggest to this government to call for negotiation and dialogue? Instead of coming to blow at this grammar, just call them for negotiation and dialogue. After all, don't you go and negotiate with bandits? Let us hear. Don't you? So I don't understand why you come and be blowing all this big grammar. They're educated. So your bandits are the ones that are literate, right? If agitators are uneducated and they are educated literates, they are uneducated literate, what then are your bandits? The same people you want amnesty for. Sincerely, we should come out of it. And he's the one saying we should not talk about tribalism. Oh, really? I'm not a fan of tribalism, but if something is not right somewhere, it is not right. Just like I speak up for the North, things happening there is not right. I keep lending in any way, you keep lending your voice. This thing is not good. What am I trying to do? Nigeria, yes, we are Nigerians. But if you see the truth, don't quote it. Don't quote it. Leave it bare. Don't sugarcoat it. Coming out to say these people, people are doing tourism. Is it in somewhere that is insecurity? Can you move forward? Yes, the only place where it's correct is that we need somebody competent. But when the peace of a nation is threatened, this region say they are marginalized. Can't you use your head? Will you now say, because you want to move forward, you now say to hell with what you're saying? Is that it? If you have a child that all of a sudden starts misbehaving, what do you do to that child? Do you tell the child that disown you? Wouldn't you bring him close? Sincerely, I think the person who is a archaic here is this person that has wrote this article. That's my take on this one. Because if you do that to your child, if you do that particular one to your child, that means you had won the archaic. These days, families raise their children in love. No longer the rod and whatever. People use rod, but this is very minimal these days. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time. Enjoy the rest of the day.